Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen man, in the world of classic cars, and the great thing about classic cars in general is, first off, they make you smile when you look at them. You saw the pictures of it online, I'm sure, or you walked in the store and you're showing it to somebody else right now. And then we do this video around here so you just get a taste and feel of what it might be like to drive this car. And the reason I bring that to your attention is that these cars are only low mileage, original, collector quality cars once. After a while, they either become very high mileage cars, they need to be restored, things like that. This is not at that place, this car. This car is an original piece of history, man. We have an enormous amount of documentation with it. The color combination is spectacular. You can look on many of the websites out there, like Haggerty's and things like that, and see how these cars continue to go up in value year after year. And again, that may be a big deal or it may not be a big deal to you. The simple fact is you can drive this car, man. It has air conditioning, it has a 5-speed, the top comes off. You can go to Boston in this car from Florida if you wanted to, or you can drive from California to Seattle. It doesn't really matter. It's that kind of car, but it's still a classic car. So when this car is going down the road, and although it's amongst a lot of other supermodel cars in the showroom right now, this car out on the road by itself is wonderful. Not to mention, it drives great, it sounds great, and of course, it's got great handling because it's a Porsche and they're legendary for that. So as I run down some of the list on here, keep in mind we're talking about 1986. They were not making a lot of cars at that time. Porsche was a small company. They didn't send many cars here. And in this case here, you're talking about a car with only 57,000 original miles on it. We're talking less than 2,000 miles a year this car has been driven. So this has been somebody's baby. So it's been in the garage. It's obviously been waxed and shined and taken care of. The interior is all original. And that's exactly what you're hoping to get. The reason I'm taking a deep breath here and telling you these things is because there's going to come a time when you can't drive one of these cars. And the time is to get it while you still can, and get on the train to enjoy some of the fun in life and watch the value of it climb as well. So come on up here and let's look and see what your next car might look like shiny in your garage. You can see the quality of the paint from Porsche, okay? This is their original color here, all right? And it's in beautiful condition too, as well. This right here is just a nice decorative piece on there. It continues to look great, all right? This bar right here is pretty special because this helps protect the oil cooler, because the oil cooler is mounted under here. A lot of people don't know that these are air and oil cooled. They call them air cooled, but they are oil cooled too. But they're air cooled cars. They're not water cooled until 1999. So that was up there, and there's a lot of oil that they keep in there to keep everything running and cool. All right. So is it a functional car too? Absolutely, and I'll show you how some of that is once we get inside. But for instance, like look how much room there is now with the Targa top off. All right. Let's take a peek in the engine compartment. Actually, you know what? If we could, I want to stop for a second and kind of go over some of what I love so much about the car. So we're talking about a 4-wheel independent suspension. That gives it the great handling. It gives it a wonderful ride. All right. Then you throw in these right here. These are the 16-inch Fuchs wheels. Nice set of Bridgestones on here as well, and you'll know that if it has a nice set of tires on there, that means it was somebody's baby. They didn't put a set of cheap tires on there because they wanted to get out there and enjoy everything about it. 4-wheel disc brakes on this car as well. All right, so not only does it go fast, it stops really well too. And then as you run around the car, you have these pieces right here. These are a styling piece as well as they are functional. In my eyes, they've always been a great styling piece, but because the back of these cars is wider than the front tires kick the rocks up. It gives you all these chips right here and ruins the paint. That's why these cars came with them from the factory. Once this gets nicked up, peel it off, get yourself a new one, and put it right back on, okay? And if you want to, you can also add the rear whale tail to the back of this. So you only replace this part right here. You don't have to replace the whole trunk lid. A lot of people like the look of that. And you can always return it back to stock if you wanted to. But right now we're looking at a completely stock car, except for the radio, and I believe that we have the original radio in the box with it, and so that's kind of cool. All right, so we have this great exhaust sound that comes out here. All right, but here's where all the noise is made right inside here. Fuel injected, all aluminum 6-cylinder, all right? This has the upgraded air conditioner on it, so it's really nice and cold. The original units were kind of square, and they were certainly not as efficient as this updated unit. Most people are going that route. Here's something that I really love too, is that this is a lot of the original decals and stickers in the car. So it's really a cool piece of history, right? And typically if these cars have been rear-ended, these pieces right here, you see this right here is where the quarter panel is welded onto this piece. So this lip right here, if the car's ever been in an accident, they have to fix all of this. And so they tend to put mud right here. And that's how I know right away whether a car's been in an accident or not. If these edges here are not sharp like they're supposed to be. They have body filler in them. All right, so that's a good sign that the car hasn't been in an accident. Obviously, it's clean and detailed in there. That means somebody serviced it, and it's low miles, so it should be. All right, and obviously it holds a lot more oil than a regular car as well. Close to 10 quarts of oil in this car here too, and because it doesn't have a water radiator, that's what it uses to cool everything. Not that you need to know all that stuff, I just like you to know a little bit of stuff, so in case when you get it home, maybe you're not a Porsche aficionado, you can explain it to somebody how all this happens, and that makes it pretty cool. There you go. This will know somebody, maybe you want to take this to a track day or drive it to work, at least somebody will know that that's what just passed them, but there's no mistaking this car for what it is. All right, so come on in here. All right, so what I did was I took the Targa top, and I just wanted to let you see that it goes inside there, all right? And it's fully restored too. It's nicely done. I'll show you that real quick. It's not very heavy. That's the original Targa top right there. All right. So part of this stuff here, these are the kinds of things I wanted you to see. All right. So here's the original toolkit. All right. All right. That's very nice. That's a cool piece of the history. Extra belt too, just in case that one was to break, because you're going to need that. There's also a fan on top of the engine. A lot of people didn't know that, but there's a fan on top of the engine that's driven by the belt as well. All right. This right here is the only, I guess with the radio as well, the only aftermarket piece on there. You could take that off, or if you wanted, we could just paint that black so you don't really notice it. But it's a strut brace, and it just helps the car be more stable. All right. Over here, all right, inside here behind the wiring, okay, is the color call out for the car. All right. And you can see how clean everything is in here. All the wiring is nice. Fuse box. This is the original decal on the fuse panel. All right. Then under here, I wanted to show you here. Here's the original spare tire. The original snaps are still there. Look how clean this car is inside here. This is the kind of stuff I want you to see that a lot of people are not going to show you. All right. Inflate spare. Here's the inflator right here. Okay. All done, all ready to go. All right. Okay, so as we walked around and looked at a lot of the authentic things in this car, like the original spare and jack and decals and stuff like that, here's one very important decal, and that's this right here. Okay? This right here has the options call out on it. So if this car was in an accident, they would have replaced this hood. You can't buy this decal. It's not for sale. It comes with the car one time, right? Has the options, the colors, and things like that on the car, which is another reason why I love this car so much, is because it's so original. It just is. And this is the things that you should be looking for when you're getting a classic car, especially one that you're hoping will appreciate over time, just like we do as well. So when you go to close it, a lot of people try to slam it and do those things. It just doesn't close like that because it's lightweight. You just put your hand right here so you don't get handprints everywhere, right on the emblem, and close like that. All right, so come on in here, and the reason I want to spend a second in here is because somebody has worked really hard to preserve the interior of this car. This is the original leather seats, original carpet inside the car, original dash. The gauges are all nice and clear, original sun visors, glass in the car is original. And when you get in, it's just really, really nicely taken care of. Air conditioning controls are here, 5-speed transmission, heating system here as well. This has an upgraded sound system that we talked about. And if you want to get a stock system, we could probably help you find that as well. All right, glove box here. These are the clips for the mats that I bought. Okay, I just put a fresh set of mats in here. I had them made similar to the color of the interior with the binding to match the paint on the outside. Showing 57,000 original miles on it. The great thing about it, the tach's right where it should be, right in the middle of the dash. 7,000 RPM with a roughly 6,400 RPM red line. Right, and full gauges, man, and 165 mile an hour speedometer. So what's not to like about that? If she'll do 165, you're gonna need some serious high-speed gel. Okay, so I wanted to go over some of the docks with you real quick. You might have seen these in the pics, but we have 2 sets of keys. We have the original owner's manuals that are stamped along the way as well. Okay, we have all those. Then we have new clutch, transmission rebuild, all of those good things, service history, okay, all the way along there, and the radio manual as well. So in the world of trying to buy a classic, an exotic collector car, these are nice pieces to have, especially to authenticate how really nice it is. And so we closed up this video, 86 911 Targa. It's a mouthful, but it's a great mouthful when you talk about that. Meteor Grey paint, which is a cool color, especially today. It's still in the color palette wheel of modern cars, but it still looks classic. And the burgundy interior just totally sets it off, almost gives it a whole nother hue. Throw in things like air conditioning, four-wheel disc brakes, modern wheels and tires, and you get a car that you can drive really long distances. It makes a wonderful sound when it goes down the road, and it continues to go up in value every year. So I think that if you could find a way to get a really great low mileage original style car in your life, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about it.